Happy 3/4 happy party day.
Get ready for the whoop. Good evening and welcome to Quiz Night on a Wednesday in April. It is time for another Duel Royale authored by David J. Bodicum. If you'd like to play, go to duel.atweb.co.uk, sign in with Twitch, register to play, and sit tight, because this one's a doozy. And you may now be seated. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Duel for All, Duel Royale. I hope you're all doing well out there. Oh, in come all the notifications. Hello.
I summon my blue eyes white dragon.
In attack mode?
Why do you
Or
only have
defense
chips
mode?
on your side of the field?
Yeah, you see, it's one of those dicey dungeons. No, not
IT time once again, let's
Still
duel
completely different than
ASA.
that. I think you know what I meant, though, by that. Yes, it is indeed time for dueling. Puzzle Dan, thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you, Danny, for the 19-month resub as well. Alongside that, we had a follow from Apple Pie. Hello there, Apple Pie. Welcome for the follow. Yeah, not dicey dungeons. What I meant by that, but there was a spin-off game that they made in Yu-Gi-Oh, which involved dice rather than cards. That was the thing I was trying to reference. I couldn't remember the actual name that what was the name of the character now? Duke Devlin was his name? Dungeon Dice Monsters, that's the variant I was thinking of. Yes, indeed, Danny. Dungeon Dice Monsters. That was the thing I was going for. Duke Devlin, there we go. I can remember some of the abridged series. I can remember some of the abridged series. But yes, thank you to Apple for the follow and Colo for the 19... sorry, not the 19 but 3 resub. No, the 48 but 3 sub, 19 minutes ago. With... oh, hello. I don't know.
10 ships,
different sound,
3
hello.
minutes, and no accelerators. It's Duel Royale time.
It is indeed.
Woo. Sorry, TTS can't sound excited.
Woo. I mean, you can certainly do the da-da-da, though, for 500 bits. Thank you very much for the 500 bits, Matt. Appreciate that. Going back, Colo, 48 months. That's 4 years of resub. And he's saying, happy 3/4, happy party day. Sure. Okay, we'll get that. Thank you for the 48 months. And happy 3/4, happy party day to you, too. Followed by...
Has JB returned ASU in proper order?
He has returned it, although it's a bit of a broken state, must be said. I'm not entirely certain what this liquid on the floor is all about. Possibly come from the machine, just trying to deal with all of the exceptions that he's been throwing at it. I'll get it back into good stead for the next time. Thank you, 100 bits, though, G-Isons. And I hope you did enjoy some All Clued Up over on JB's side as a little bit of a April Fool's joke. Instead of Wheel After Dark. Some great puzzles there, especially bloody 8 Minky with the puzzle writing there in game number 3. Oh, that was so good. Some really, really good writing in there. Oh, and of course, Oni finally got the beer fridge open. it only required having to write questions about like Latvia and things like that, but people didn't want to actually answer. You finally forced people to pick the beer fridge, and hey, they did all right. They did all right in the beer fridge, didn't they? The 100 bits of Oni.
Don't tell me dreams can't come true.
Oh, they certainly can if you force them to be. I guess. Thank you for the 100 bits only. Appreciate that. And yeah, Ape's writing in game number 3 was so good. Obviously trying to get that whole Wheel After Dark, haha, he said that thing, into all of the clue words, which I think was just a mighty amazing job to do. Half those words, I didn't even think they even existed. They certainly look English, but I couldn't tell you what they meant. But some great stuff, and the bloody punctuation puzzle. I'm surprised we haven't had that happen over here on All Clued Up on our side of things. But Ape is the first to do it now with the big old punctuation puzzle.
Thank goodness quiz night isn't in 4D, otherwise Ash's drink might have splashed all viewers there.
Possibly. Thank you for the 100 bits there, mate. I'm drinking my coffee while it is still warm, because otherwise, if I leave it on the side for too long, it will get cold, and then it becomes very untasty at that point. Oni's next pack will have Oni's other beer fridge. Coffee in a glass. Yes, I do. I do have it in a glass. Yes, it's a mug. It's a glass mug. Look at that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I could have it in a mug, in a standard porcelain mug or something like that. But it's fine. It's good. It's acceptable. It's cheap from Asda. It's what it is. It was cheap from Asda. It's only the one of them. I don't have a full set of these. It's just the one of them. It's just for the Tasimo machine. That's the kind of drinks that I will brew from it, because I know that the taller mugs they struggle to actually fit underneath the thing with the drip tray in a certain position. So yeah, exactly. So anyway, I hope you did enjoy All Clued Up over on JB's side on the weekend there, and I hope you enjoyed / endured. Is that the word to use? For Mondo's game of Quarantine Stream, the game show. Yeah, that was a ride. That was a fever trip and a half. But fair play to Mondo, hosting a lot of that game with only 30 minutes notice, something like that. I mean, I didn't have much. Well, I did have quite a bit of notice about my game when I hosted Quarantine Stream, but I didn't have much notice on the actual script itself. We at least still had some rehearsal time on like question 1 and 2, and then the rest of it, yeah, just wing it, we'll be fine. But oh my god, that buffer zone was that was a thing. And Lee is what's going on in your brain, Lee? Are you okay? Do you need some help? Do you need some help? It's scripted, he said. I mean, well, I would say there is a script. Whether or not the script is used is another thing, but there is certainly a script involved. It was the first time that I've hosted a Twitch show with a prompter involved. Is what I'm going to say. There is no help for Lee. Goodness me. Either way, hope you enjoyed the weekend, and I hope you also enjoyed everything that happened over here on Wednesday with the Easter egg special and Pokenuts' edition of You Don't Know Jack. That was awesome, absolutely awesome. And hopefully we'll get some more of those kind of games in the future. Anyway, we're on about tonight. There's only the one thing really on tonight, which is Duel Royale. I kind of baked in this little lull in the schedule on purpose, so that I don't go completely burning myself out, especially when I had like 5 minutes to Fortune big implementation stuff going on, and that's still kind of going on at the same time. But yeah, sort of baked in a little bit of leeway here and there to just not stress myself out so much this time around. So we've got a bit of a lull this week. There's only the one stream from me, and there's only this game that we've got tonight. But we can stretch this out for as long as we want. It's a lovely Duel Royale. Though, of course, we can only stretch it out for as long as your timers last, I suppose. Friday, Nothing on from me. I don't think there's anything from anybody. So that's kind of open waters for anyone that might want to host something in Discord or do a Twitch stream or something. Oh no, wait, no, I lie. Friday is actually it's the Dumpster Lounge's turn, because WrestleMania is happening on the Wednesday, on the Saturday. Get all the days in the right order, actually. WrestleMania is happening on the Saturday, and they're focusing on watching that. So what they've done is moved Will After Dark onto the Friday. Not entirely sure exactly when on the Friday. I think he possibly said 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern, which will convert to like 2 or 3 in the morning here in the UK. But that's happening on the Friday night. Stuff happening in British summertime land on Friday. I don't think there is anything sorted, so if you're interested in hosting something on Discord, then by all means, because I think it's going to go completely uncontested. Saturday and Sunday for the WrestleMania. Okay. And then Ben will be back, I think. He's starting back on Saturday. With his brand new season 14 of Game Night. Get all the consonants in the right order, Ashley. They're starting with Battlefront Distinction and Risky Business on the Saturday there. And it's Japanese Grand Prix this week. Hey, it was the Japanese Grand Prix. Oh, sorry, E-Prix, so to say. It's a more technical term. It's the Japanese E-Prix that weekend. Which is interesting driving in. Sportsy, hello there.
It goes a little something like this.
Sure.
I'll ask you a question with 4 possible answers. Get it right, and wait for it.
Okay.
Lee will fly across the pond and spice up your stream.
Well, I mean, I did sort of half invite him about doing Quarren Stream at QNL2. I might need to bring him up to speed on that potentially to see if he will actually want to do that or not. Thank you for the 38 months, Sportsy. You're half right on the rules of the game for Duel, but we'll go over the rules for those that are new to Duel Royale or new to the whole Duel system. You do indeed have 4 possible answers, and you also have 10 chips to play with across the entire game. What you need to do at all times is cover the correct answer. Fail to do so, that's the game over. Though we will give you some token chips to play with after the fact, just to see what you would have done if you were still in the game. If you're not sure what the answer is, you can cover more than one answer by using some of those chips you have in your hand. Any chips placed on wrong answers will be removed from the game. That's the little caveat. It's not like a £1,000,000 drop where you have to put every chip down. You only put as many chips down on answers that you want, just 1 per answer essentially. But remember that any placed on wrong answers will be removed from the game. We keep going and going and going until there's only 1 sole survivor or no sole survivors at the end of the game. And well, that is entirely a possibility that we have a no winner scenario. We've had it, I think, on the past 2 games, I think, if memory serves. It certainly has happened very recently. We don't want it to happen. We do like to have a winner every now and then. But it is one of those games where it gets harder and harder. Sorry, harder to get they. And there is a potential breaking point where we do get no winners at all. Everything you'll need to do will be on the website on deal.hbweb.co.uk. Go on register right now if you haven't done so, and when I hit the go live button, the play button will illuminate on the website. Hit that and it'll take you to the main table where everything will happen. 1 and then a win and then another one. Okay, so it was spread. We sprinkled in a win in betwixt 2 losses. Okay, so based on that logic, then we are due a win tonight. But will the past predict the future? Well, we'll wait and find out, I suppose. Last chance to get into the deal right now, and I'm going to activate the game right now. So, go over to the website and refresh. The play button shall now be active for you to be able to join this game. And while you are doing that, I'm going to go and load up the... excuse me. That's the coffee producing that. I'm going to go and load up the game and get us into the Duel Arena. So, let me do that. And the other thing that sort of sprung to mind is we are approximately 3 months away from when I want to run Duel Season 5, actual tournament Season 5. and I haven't really done anything about it yet. I've kind of been hyper-focusing on QNL2 and getting that all sorted, and we are certainly making progress with that, and we've gotten a contract with one of the hotels for a bundle deal, and that'll be part of the welcome package of information that we send out once we have got all the tickets going live as well. But yes, Duel Season 5 is sort of around the corner. 3 months away from now is when I initially planned for it to be scheduled.
Instead of Takashi's castle, it's David J's castle.
Very much is David J's castle. Thank you for the 100 bits there, Suddy Cat. So, if I do keep to schedule, then we are looking at about 3 months away from when we do the big Duel tournament once again, which will mean I need to get lots of writers involved again, and proofing and stacking, get myself some tournament directors sorted as well, and oh my god, it's going to be a hell of a time. So what perfect time to get yourself reacquainted with the game, I suppose, before we go back into the tournament proper. I think there is possibly one more Duel Royale scheduled before then, but it is only like a once in a while thing, so this could be the last time you see it before we actually play Duel 5 proper. Who knows? Hopefully you are on deal.atbweb.co.uk ready to play right now on the room code of DAPR. If you are, let me go over and see all you wonderful people out there. Hopefully if I press the right button. Can I view the people, please? I want to change the main camera shot to... let's go with that one. There you go. Yeah, there's 27 players currently in the game right now, all loaded up in the audience there. Will there be a Royale play along with Duel 5? So the current design that we have for the tournament play is going to be very similar to what we've had in Season 4, which did have Royale play in the opening section. That, I believe, is staying as is. We are tweaking some of the numbers and some of the extra points mechanics. We still need to actually firm up some plans on that. But the overall structure of people playing in the centre as well as people playing in the audience simultaneously, that is still part of the plan. So yes, there will be Royale play along with the Duel tournament, certainly in the opening phase, and even in the closing phases there'll still be a play along game just for fun, just to see what you would have done if you were still in the tournament proper. So there'll always be an audience game, but certainly an audience game to qualify will be in Duel 5, I believe. Right, with all of that having been said, it's time to get this game underway. So if you're all ready, I think it's time, folks. Let's duel! Remember, we start out easy and then get harder, so we don't want to see you eliminated on question number 1. Use your tokens, use your chips if you absolutely need to. But question number 1, let's load it up. And the first question is this. Who were the South American Indian people of the Central Andes before the Spanish conquest in the early 16th century? Were they the Incas, the Toots, the Tysons, or the Colos? Take the game audio down slightly and possibly take your master volume down slightly in my ears as well. Who were the South American Indian people of the Central Andes before the Spanish conquest in the early 16th century? Were they the Incas, the Toots, the Tysons, or the Colos? We're just waiting for potentially one other player to lock in here. Yep, just waiting for one player to lock in. Possibly we'll have an idle player that hasn't locked an answer down, but we'll find out as we go down. You'll have 3 minutes of the clock. If for some reason we do expire that, then so be it. We'll just have a bit of a waffle for now, I suppose. So yeah, this is question number 1. Hopefully you're seeing the little niceties that we've, well, if I say we have, that David has thrown in here. David's exclusively written this game and all the other Royales we've had recently. Yes, I hope you enjoy what you see in this pack tonight. I can't can't really say anything else other than that, otherwise it starts spoiling the answer potentially. There is no theme. There actually is no theme, Sunny Cat. This I think this only applies to question number 1, and it doesn't continue on. But I do hope you enjoy all of the writing nonetheless, because there is some wonderful writing in tonight's pack. Let's take a little sip from my coffee that's getting colder. If you're out there, if you're still out there, whoever it is, hit that lockdown button if you haven't already done so. You might have some chips placed on the table. Hit the lockdown to confirm it, otherwise it's not going to do anything. Any other further news I could share? So, tickets, I'm hoping to go live within 2 weeks. I'm hoping that I can get the tickets live in 2 weeks' time, and that will, when you make the purchase, you'll then get all the information about what the venue is, where it is, how to get there, and also information about what hotel that we have a bundle deal with as well. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, in about 2 weeks' time, we can share all the proper information about that. And then we'll be looking at host applications for those people that would like to host a game at QNL2. That will be a separate phase after the tickets have opened for a bit. Obviously there'll be, well, I say there'll be a requirement to buy a ticket, not necessarily, because you may also want to host online as well. Sort of part of the plan for keeping the schedule moving along is in some of the breaks between the live shows, we'll have some online shows that we could basically just ready to go at sort of a moment's notice. So those that are online, they could be ready to go and keep the stream moving, as it were, while we set up for the next live show on stage. That's sort of the rough plan. As to whether or not that actually shakes out in the logistics, yet to be seen. But hopefully there'll be better logistics than what it was at QNL1, which was none. Anyway, we're all locked in now. Let's have a look to see where you have all played your chips. We do have 28 chips on the table. 27 of them have gone on A, the Incas. One of them has gone on D, the Colos. We've got Toots and Tyson's completely clear, and nobody in the audience game right now. So, most people agreeing on the Incas here, though there seems to be one chip differing there. If it was at the Crucible, someone has to do Big Break. Well, Ben's doing Big Break live at some point in the near future. I think it's actually on his Season 14 schedule already. Yes, it is on the schedule on the 22nd of June. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what that involves. But yeah, if we were in the Crucible, that would be a great venue for it. Though very expensive to hire out the main theatre for a day. Anyway, back to the question. We're all waiting to find out what the answer is. The answer, of course, is, hang on, 25 months from Oren, who says...
Greetings all.
Greetings all. Thank you very much for the 25 months, Oren, and hope you're doing well this fine evening. Of course, the correct answer is... the Incas. We did lose a player on that question, so there was a timeout. Someone did not get their answer in their 3 minutes allotted, and someone split, went A and D. So yeah, specifically, they were a group of Quechua living in the Cusco Valley in Peru who dominated their neighbours. They went on to create an empire that lasted from about 1100 until the Spanish conquest in the early 1530s. They're, of course, the Incas. And, of course, the other three there are the references to other community members, including, of course, Inca himself, who proved Cetra's pack earlier on. Thank you very much, Inca, for the proof. And thank you, Cetra, for the wonderful warm-up pack of Quiz Cubed. And stop trying to bring Balatro up. Stop trying to make Balatro happen. Oh, dear. Anyway, we will continue on to something that isn't Balatro. Question number 2 is this. So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you're broke, your love life's DOA. i.e. dating only Australians, i.e. doting over animals, i.e. dead on arrival, i.e. doing okay, actually. So no one told you life was going to be this way. Your job's a joke, you're broke, your love life's DOA. But what? Thank you, ABME. I was hoping someone would actually do that in chat. That there is time. I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. So at least a couple of people know what we're on about here, about the particular lyrics in question. But what's the DOA all about? Everyone succumbs to Balatro sooner or later. No. Drop the screen. So we've got 24 chips down on C, dead on arrival. We've got 5 on D, doing it okay, actually. And 1 on dating only Australians. That's very specific. They played this during the final part of your weekend. Scott. No, what? I'm sorry. No. We have to address this. No one clapped. I'm sorry. What? That's a federal crime, surely. That is a federal crime. If not a single person clapped. Maybe I'd expect a smattering if people are like, oh, I can't be bothered. But for no one to clap? Jesus Christ. Anyway, 24 chips on, dead on arrival. Is that the correct answer? Yes, DOA stands for Dead on Arrival. The Friends theme song, which is these are the lyrics of, was I'll Be There For You, written by the Friends producers and performed by the Rembrandts. The band got the gig because they were the only available band on Warner Brothers' own record label, and the producers originally wanted to use Shiny Happy People by R.E.M., but they said no. So 24 players still in the game. We have lost another 3 players on question number 2. 6 chips being lost on that as well. Let's put that question away. So if you have been eliminated, hard luck, you're not going to get any doots from that, but you can still stay on that Duel website and play along for a bit of fun. We'll give you some token chips to play with, and yeah, just see what you would have done if you were still in the game. Moving on to question number 3, have a look at this one. Trap Queen, 679 and My Way are the biggest hits by which trap and R&B singer? Is it Fetty Wi-Fi, Fetty VPN, Fetty WAP, or Fetty Bluetooth? Sure, okay. Trap Queen, 679 and My Way are the biggest hits by which trap and R&B singer? Is it Fetty Wi-Fi, Fetty VPN, Fetty WAP, or Fetty Bluetooth? You sadly know this. That there is time. I'd never heard of this person, whoever they happen to be. Well, maybe I have, or maybe I do know some of their stuff, but when I first looked at this question through the stack, I was like, I have no idea. I mean, possibly from process of elimination I could work it out, but I would not have known this straight up at all. Goodness me. Let's see where you've all played. There's a bit of hesitation in the audience there. 24 chips on C, Fetty WAP, or WAP maybe. 5 on B, Fetty VPN, and 4 each on Fetty Wi-Fi and Fetty Bluetooth. Someone's made a clip of no, lovely. Over on the eliminated player side, we've got 3 chips down on Fetty WAP. So that seems to be the agreed upon answer on C. Is that correct? It is correct, yeah. Born Willie Maxwell II in 1991. Grew up in New Jersey, USA, also known as Fetty WAP. Well, there you go. You learn something new every day. And I will probably forget it. We still have 24 players in the game. Let's continue on to question number 4, which looks a bit like this. Which hybrid sport can be won by a checkmate or a knockout? The backgammon karate, drafts taekwondo, reversey wrestling, or chess boxing? Which hybrid sport can be won by a checkmate or a knockout? Last few seconds. So we bring in the accelerator there for those that have been eliminated. It's just to keep things moving along. Otherwise, there's normally no accelerator play in Royale. 24 players in. Sports ball says to go. Oh, I don't know necessarily if it's sports ball, but it's certainly there's sports involved. And maybe you would have a lot of balls playing this. I don't know. Let's drop the screen. Well, I mean, that looks pretty definitive to me. 24 chips on D, chess boxing, and not a single chip elsewhere. Nothing on the backgammon karate, nothing on the drafts taekwondo, and nothing on the reversey wrestling. And even on the eliminated side, there's exactly 3 chips on chess boxing and not a chip elsewhere. So either we go on, or it's Takeshi on question number 4. The correct answer is... No, you know it's right. I was going to go through all the procedure, like, nah, you're right, it's absolutely right. In chess boxing, 2 combatants play alternating rounds of blitz chess and boxing until one wins by checkmate or performs a knockout. You can also win by a time default in chess or a points decision in boxing. The first formal competition took place in 2003, and to compete you must have a chess ELO rating of 1600 and have competed in 50 amateur boxing bouts, unless you're Ludwig and you just get YouTube and Twitch celebrities to do it without any of those requirements at all. 24 players still in. Nice easy question, I suppose, there, because everybody went the same way there. Not a single chip was removed from the game. Okay, I guess we're going to have to start making it slightly harder then. Next question, question number 5, is this. All 30 of the world's volcanoes with the highest elevation above sea level lie on which continent? The Europe, Asia, South America, or Africa? All 30 of the world's volcanoes, all 30 of the world's volcanoes with the highest elevation above sea level lie on which continent? Europe, Asia, South America, or Africa? Well, based on the speed of the lock-ins here, this is a harder question. But we are all locked in now. 24 players still in the game. Actually, let's have a look to see how many chips we shall have to go with. 225 still in play right now across our 24 players, meaning the average is about 9.4 chips per player. So, still doing pretty well out there. But how did we play on this question? Hang on there. Random Zombie with a 42 months.
Bash Doot.
With a doot. Thank you very much for the 42-month doot. Appreciate that, Random Zombie. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Let's drop the screen and see where everyone has played here. That's a lot of chips in play. 52 chips in play with, well, not a definitive answer, must be said. 17 on B, Asia. 16 on C, South America, 10 on A, Europe, and 6 on D, Africa. So quite the big spread here. Quite the big spread. On the eliminated side, there's 2 chips down on Asia, and 1 on South America. None anywhere else, but there's only 3 players in the eliminated pool right now currently playing. So that is the total we're looking at, I think. So, I mean, both sides does have a plurality agreement on B, Asia. But it's only by a lead of 1 versus South America on C. So there's going to be a lot of chips removed from play here, and we're also going to be losing, well, at least 7 players from the game. If the answer is B, we're losing 7. If the answer is C, we're losing 8. And if it's in the other 2, then we're losing quite a number more than that. So I think this time I can press this button. Legitimately so, and reveal some tension. The correct answer is... not the plurality answer, but close enough. The answer is C, South America. So yes, at 6,893 meters, Ojos del Salado on the Argentina-Chile border is the highest volcano on Earth. In 36th place, Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania is the highest volcano outside of South America. So the first 35 then are all within South America, and then you start to divert from that, with 36th place being Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. So well done, those that covered C there, South America. It wasn't the most populous answer, so I think it's one of the first times in a while that we see that so early on in a stack, but hopefully for a lot of players out there, they went a bit of a 50-50 split between B and C, so it's only the cost of a chip or two but to keep them in the game. But we have lost 8 players from the main game. So what does that do to the graph? Well, what that does is we got... That's what it's done to the graph. Okay! Did we have 225 before? That's a lot. Did we have 225 chips before? I think... we're down to 125 now, so we've lost 100 chips on that exchange. Some from eliminating players and some from doing splittage. So yeah, we've lost a whole 100 chips from the game there. Wow, that's a lot. The best does still have their full complement in hand. Now, I'm curious what the average is looking like. So... a bit of splittage there, from 9.4 down to 7.8. I think expected based on the numbers we're seeing, but still in a position where you should be able to cover most answers still. And average time, still 2 minutes and 17 on the clock. Grammar issues aside, I still need to fix. Insert pipe sound here. I don't have that. I should probably have that because everybody has that apparently. So, first bloodbath question of the stack. And that was only question number, 5? Something like that? Well, as they say, hard to get they. Question number 6. Have a look at this one. If you asked a bartender for something extra dry and very dirty, what are they likely to give you? Is it a martini with little vermouth, lots of brine, a cocktail with an umbrella and a cherry, a whiskey on the rocks with a twist of orange, or a beer with lime and salt on the rim? If you asked a bartender, not necessarily a mod over on JB side in Dumpster Lounge, but if you asked a bartender for something extra dry and very dirty, what are they likely to give you? It's one of these options. Which is it? I don't have that sound only because JB and Prey use it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Everybody in the main game has locked down. Last few seconds for our final player. And that is time. Oi, says Prey. I can almost hear the sound as well. 16 players still in the main game. Now, how well do you know your cocktails? Let's drop the screen. Okay, so we've got 16 chips on A with a martini with a little vermouth, lots of brine. And then we've got 4 chips each on a whiskey on the rocks with a twist of orange and a beer with a lime and salt on the rim. And we have 3 on a cocktail with an umbrella and a cherry. On the eliminated side, there seems to be much of an agreement on the plurality, on the majority more accurately, on A. 6 on that. D has 2, and B and C have 1 apiece. So pretty much both sides agree here on A, but you've seen that the majority or plurality answer is not necessarily the correct answer. Is it this time? It is this time, yes. A martini with little vermouth, lots of brine. So if we break that down, a dry martini is one that has less vermouth than gin or vodka. And a dirty martini is one that has brine or salt water or olive juice in it, and an actual olive. So that's the sort of combination there. And then shaken martinis, as ordered by James Bond, are seen as somewhat uncouth because shaking clouds the drink and the ice waters it down. But hey, if you want to drink it that way, be my guest. A martini with a little vermouth, lots of brine. That was the answer for extra dry and very dirty, and all 16 players are still in the game. And if that's not to your taste, fine. Go and get yourself a different drink instead. So we're still in the game. Let's continue on. Question number whatever this is, 7 probably. The next question is this. The shortest war in history took place between Britain and Zanzibar in 1896. How long did it last? 38 seconds, 38 minutes, 38 hours, 38 days. Oh, hello, bot. That's very rare to see a bot kicking around. Hello. Doro, Fear, bye. Last few seconds to lock in. That's the first time saying your viewers provider. That's very interesting. I may have to do another sweep on my user list to see if there are any lurking... Yeah, there are a few lurking bots, actually. I will need to give them the boop once again and do another pass and look on the viewer bot list. There are a couple currently lurking, and we're in that window of view accounts where they take their chances at trying to get an edge in. Too few that don't bother, too many that don't bother, but in that little window they go, there's just enough people that we might be able to fool one person in that audience. It's a bit of social engineering there that they do, yeah. Anyway, we're talking about the war between Britain and Zanzibar in 1896, and I'm pretty certain I've written a question about this over on Ben's side of things. I have a feeling I wrote it. Yes, I did. It must have been a Google That pack. I'm pretty certain I did a set of War versus Peace. Either that or I'm misremembering and somebody else did that and I'm thinking of somebody else doing that question, but I'm pretty certain I did a War and Peace set in Google That, and this was one of the war questions. So, can you remember many years back in Google That version 1? I don't know. Let's drop the screen. There seems to be a popular answer. 15 chips down on B, 38 minutes. We then have 6 chips down on C, 38 hours. And 2 apiece on A, 38 seconds, and D, 38 days. On the eliminated side, there are 6 chips on B, 38 minutes, so in agreement with our live players. 2 on A, 1 on C, and not a single chip on D. So both sides seem to be in agreement, making a sort of peace treaty here on B being the answer. Is B the correct answer? Did it last less than an hour, but more than 1 minute? It did indeed, yes. Took place on August the 27th, 1896, between the British Empire and Zanzibar, now known as Tanzania. British ships began bombarding the Sultan's palace at 9:02 a.m. At 9:40, a ceasefire was ordered when the Sultan fled, having lost 500 of his forces, and then by 9:45, the British had changed the flag and installed their preferred Sultan instead. So yeah, only took 38 minutes for the war to begin and then end for the British Empire. Long live the British Empire, I suppose. We did lose a player in that exchange, though. 16 have gone down to 15. Let's close that question out. Let's have a look at some of the stats in play. So we've gone down to 102 chips left in play now from 125 a couple of questions back. Best player still with a full complement, and the average down to 6.8. 6.8 chips on the average player. Oh, not quite 6.9, we're not quite there, but it's close enough for Sir. We continue on, and again, how to get they? Next question. Oh, this one. Let me make sure I get this said right then. The question is the following. If Ariana Grande shrank by 25% in her old age, what should she be called now, according to Starbucks? Ariana Venti, Ariana Demi, Ariana Tall, Ariana Short. If Ariana Grande shrank by 25% in her old age, what should she be called now, according to Starbucks? Taking a gamble on this one, says Vertigo. Not much of a Starbucks visitor then? Live players are locked in last few seconds for our audience play along. This writing is barista's kiss. I love these. You don't know Jack-esque question, says Mark. She's already short, says Chrono. Well, let's see where everybody has gone on this question. Let's drop the screen. Interesting. So we had 15 playing. We're down to a maximum of 12. So we will be losing at least 3 more players. And it's very interesting on the eliminated side. 4 each on the Venti and the Tall, and 2 on the Short. Not a single one on Demi. On the live players, we've got 12 on Tall and 8 on Venti. 4 on Short and 3 on Demi. Very interesting splits indeed. So eliminated players are very undecided between the Venti and the Tall. And on the live players, they're the most 2 popular answers. But Tall is just eking it out. If Ariana Grande shrank by 25% in her old age, what should be called now, according to Starbucks? The correct answer is... Yeah, despite the name, Tall. Ariana Tall is the answer. So in Starbucks terms, a Grande holds 16 fluid ounces. Oh, bloody American sizes. Reducing that by 25% would give you the 12-ounce Tall size. For the others, a Short measure is 8 fluid ounces. A Venti is actually bigger than a Grande, it's at 20 fluid ounces. And a Demi was a small 3 fluid ounce cup for espresso shots that is no longer featured on the current menu. Getting a smaller size coffee from Starbucks is a tall order. You earn yourself a buzzer there, Topper. But yes, Tall was the correct answer, despite the name and despite what the question was possibly leading you to. 12 are still in the game. So, we're now 12 in the game. What's our best player doing? Still with a full complement. Average? 6.3. It's gone down again a little bit further, but enough still to cover all possible answers. Yes, if you have 4 or more chips in hand, then you have guaranteed enough to cover all possible answers if you get a question you don't like. Any fewer than that, so 3 or fewer, then you're looking to be in sketchy territory. So 3, 2, and 1, those are the danger numbers to worry about. But of course, you also got to worry about your thinking time, because of course, you only have a limited amount of that, so always at least 20 seconds for each question. If for whatever reason your thinking time drops down to 0, we will bump it back up to a minimum of 20 seconds. Next up, we move on to this question. In economics, the process of fragmenting a business into multiple smaller competing units is known as Scandinaviation, balkanization, Indochination, and Beneluxury. Don't know why I struggled so much with the first one. I think it's just lots of vowels tripping me up. In economics, the process of fragmenting a business into multiple smaller competing units is known as Scandinaviation, that's better, balkanization, Indochination, or Beneluxury. Now there is time. Those are certainly words. about as wordy as some of Vape's words in all clued up. It's like, are those words, do they really exist? They look like they might exist, but I don't know. Gumption. I can read that one, Puzzle Dan. It's just Scandinaviation. It's just like, yeah, it's got the word aviation in it. Why did I struggle so much? It's like Scandinaviation. Makes a lot of sense once you actually realise it, but yeah. Anyway, stop the screen. Okay. Pretty much none of you think it's Scandinaviation anyway, so why did they even bother reading it out? Most of you believe it's balkanization. 12 of you on balkanization. 2 each on Indochination and Beneluxury. And on the eliminated side, an agreement in popularity on the balkanization there. Is balkanization correct? It is correct. Following the gradual decline of the Ottoman Empire, the Balkan Peninsula was divided into new nation-states in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, and the term Balkanization, marking the series of bitter conflicts and border disputes, was then popularized after World War I. The word was borrowed by economists for the breaking up of an organization or business into smaller units who are allowed to compete with each other. There's another one. There's a bloody another one. Malcolm in the middle. Bye. Goodness me. I mean, the auto mod kicked in and actually said likely ban evade restricted, which is good. But yeah, goodbye, Malcolm. Balkanization was the correct answer. We still have 12 players in. We didn't lose too many chips on that exchange. Only 5 chips being lost to the void. So we get rid of that. And we will continue on. You're on the bus of me now, Malcolm in the middle. I was right, there were more bots kicking around. If there is a mod kicking around with just sort of twiddling the thumbs at the moment, could you have a look at the viewer bot list, please, and chuck some of these names through, because I'm pretty certain some of the top there are definitely bots, and they shouldn't be around here. If not, then I'll sort it out at the end of the stream. Next up, let's continue on. Load up another question, and your next question to consider. Actually, I can get rid of that pinned message as well. Let me hide that message. Let's load up the next question, which is this. People with which condition look for an ideal range of 4 to 7 millimoles per litre when testing their blood several times a day? Is it anemia, diabetes, haemophilia, or thrombosis? People with which condition look for an ideal range of 4 to 7 millimoles per litre when testing their blood several times a day? Anemia, diabetes, haemophilia, or thrombosis? There is time. Oh, that is a very interesting suggestion, Score. That is a really good suggestion, actually, because that still means... Yeah, that's a very good suggestion. I will look into that, because that is a good way of working around the issue we had, but still gives people exactly the same amount of time to work with, essentially. Just sort of been spread across. Yeah, that's a very good suggestion. I doff the cap to the person next to you. Let's drop the screen and see where you've all played. Okay. We've got 12 chips down on B, diabetes. We've got 6 on anemia, 3 on haemophilia, and 2 on thrombosis. Much in agreement on the eliminated side, 9 on diabetes. God, why am I trying to say it the American way? 2 on anemia and 1 on thrombosis. Hashtag not a proper chemistry, City Cat. Very interesting. Well, both sides in agreement on diabetes. Is that the correct answer? Yes. Diabetics test their blood glucose level before taking meals. The National Institute for Clinical Excellence, or NICE, recommends a range of 4 to 7 millimoles per litre, which should be kept beneath 9 after eating. Anemia is measured in grams of hemoglobin and usually has a range of 13 to 16. Thrombosis and haemophilia can be diagnosed by testing, but is not usually monitored on a daily basis. So it's diabetes, you're looking for 4 to 7 millimoles per litre of glucose. 12 players still in. Nicely done. Did lose a few chips on that, though. How are we looking? 5 chips on the average player right now. Best player has slipped slightly, down to 9 chips now, so not a full complement anymore, but still quite a lot to play with 9 chips in hand. Average time, we're down to just over a minute on the average clock, and we still have 12 players sticking around. Okay, next question, hashtag harder to get they. The question is this. What is generally regarded to be the first typewriter-generated manuscript submitted to a publisher? Is it Poor Richard's Almanac by Benjamin Franklin, The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway, Beloved by Toni Morrison, Life on the Mississippi by Mark Twain? What is generally regarded to be the first typewriter-generated manuscript submitted to a publisher? Interesting question. Rightly, people using their thinking time while they still have it. And there we go. Everyone is now locked in. The first episode of Quiz Night. Well, someone is typing up the transcript to that, are they, Chrono? Let's drop the screen and see where you've all gone. Oh, very interesting reading. On 2 answers, B and D are our most populous on 9 chips. We did have 12 players going into this, so we will be losing at least 3 there. Then we've got 6 chips on A, meaning we'll be thinning the crowd out by half. And then we've got 3 chips on C. We'll be thinning the crowd out by 75%. So it's either 25, 50 or 75% of our live players will be departing on this question. Now, what's really interesting is compare that to the eliminated players. There's 9 chips on B. The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway, but nowhere near the same number on D, Life on the Mississippi. Now, obviously, the eliminated players don't have the same luxury of splitting chips here, but that is quite an interesting difference between the 2 parties. And similarly, there's only 2 chips on A, Poor Richard's Almanac by Benjamin Franklin, which was sort of the second most popular answer. Well, third, depending on how you do the ranking. And then not a single chip on Beloved, but then there are only so many chips to play with in the eliminated player side. Aaron says A too early, C too recent. So you're thinking, what, the sort of the time of when the typewriter was popularised, when that was in alignment with one of these works, and you're thinking A and C were ruled out there. Well, let's find out, shall we? The correct answer is... It is D, Life on the Mississippi by Mark Twain. So, on the live player side, only 3 players have departed. We're down to 9. So yes, Twain's 1883 memoir about his days as a Mississippi steamboat pilot was submitted to his publisher as a manuscript typed by Twain's secretary. Twain was an early adopter of typewriters and bought an early model in 1874. However, he kept giving it away as he found it frustrating to use and made him swear a lot. Benjamin Franklin died in 1790, too early to have seen a typewriter, whereas Hemingway, born 1899, and Morrison, born 1931, were beaten to it. So your logic on A and C was absolutely right, Oren. Just also needed to extend that further onto B as well. But some very good logic there. D was the correct answer. 9 players still in the game, and Topper 3 chipping the wrong answers, leaving the correct answer completely bare. Hard luck, Topper. But you might be in the top 10, and top 10 will pay. So fingers crossed for you there, Topper. You might be in the top 10. We are down to 9 players still in the game. How are they doing? Well, there's only 42 chips left for them across 9 players. And the best has 8 still to work with. So, sort of doing the math on that. 4.7 chips on the average player of our 9 still in the game. And as I reminded you earlier, 4 is the number where you can guarantee covering all possible answers. Anything less than that, then you're into sketchy territory where you can't guarantee covering all the answers. So we are lucky to be in in the danger... Sorry, Ben. We're looking to be in the danger zone right now with our 9 players, though the one currently in the lead does still have a bit of luxury in covering all the possible answers. And then again. So they've got at least 2 questions in hand, unless they want to be ballsy and ruin it all. Danger Zone 3. Well, no, the next version will be Danger Zone, will be the 5th one, won't it? So, however he styles it. Next question, let's load it up. Have a look at this. If you are in the southwest panhandle of Alabama, USA, which other country are you closest to? Mexico, Bahamas, Venezuela, Cuba. If you're in the southwest panhandle of Alabama, USA, which other country are you closest to? Mexico, Bahamas, Venezuela, Cuba. Live players have locked down an answer. And that there is time. 9 still in the game. Though I suspect there might be some splittage here. Oh, excuse me. Let's drop screen. And there is a bit of splittage. There are 8 chips down on A, Mexico. There's 4 chips each on Bahamas and Cuba. And there's 2 chips down on Venezuela. On the eliminated players side, we've got 5 down on Mexico, so still the most populous answer, but by a smaller margin, one would say. Because then on 4 chips, we've got Cuba, and then on 3 chips, we've got the Bahamas, with not a single chip in play on C, Venezuela. So both sides in agreement here that Mexico is the correct answer. Is Mexico right? No. The answer is Cuba. And just like that, we've lost half of our remaining players. So yeah, a small portion of southwest Alabama is actually closest to Cuba. Florida and the southern half of Alabama, Georgia and South Carolina, they are closest to the Bahamas. And then the other US states in the south and west are closest to Mexico. The upper half of the contiguous 48 states are then closest to Canada, the west of Alaska is closest to Russia, and Hawaii is closest to Kiribati. But yeah, so Mexico was nowhere on the list there at all for those states in question. And yeah, was indeed a trap answer at Seymour. 8 chips down on that, completely wrong. It's the 4 chips on D, Cuba, that are correct. And that is going to be very interesting reading to see who is still in play. I mean, we're not going to know the names, but we're going to be able to figure out some numbers at least. 4 players surviving with 15 chips across those 4 players. Which means you do the average, it's less than 4. The average player does not have enough chips to cover all the possible answers. How's the best player doing? 6. They do have enough to cover all the answers, but only the once, and then they are in the danger territory. So pretty much all players still in the game, there's only 4 of them, but all players still in the game are in that critical territory. Time-wise, we've just dipped into the minute barrier on the average clock, so they still have some thinking time. So they might be balancing out their chip balance with some time balance instead, while they still have it in hand. Chip weak, time strong. Pretty much that's what the situation on the stocks say, only yes. Let's continue on. Next question, if you've got the time, maybe you want to have a think about it. The question is this. In a clerical error, MTV have commissioned a series of RuPaul's Drag Race. Which of these would be most appropriate theme for the studio? Is it a Caribbean beach, the surface of a moon, a ballet rehearsal room, or the top of a cake? Live players have already locked in. Last few seconds for everyone else just having a bit of fun. Okay, time might be strong, but they're not using much time at all. Bloody hell, that was fast. I was going to repeat the question to fill some time, but I don't need to. I'll still read it anyway because I love the word. In a clerical error, MTV have commissioned a series of RuPaul's Drag race. Or Draggy, you could also say, I believe. Which of these would be the most appropriate theme for the studio? Let's drop the screen. Oh, wow. Well, then. We have 4 players in. And by the count there, they've all gone 1 chip strong with their answer. But someone has gone differently to the others. I mean, it's in this danger territory time, there's going to be some single chip plays. But for all 4 of them to do that, including the one with 6 chips in play? That is a baller move. Either that, or as Ape says, someone split and someone's locked in nothing. That is an entirely possible scenario, Ape. We have had it happen that someone's locked down 0 chips. It's not a bug, it's an actual feature of the table. Now on the eliminated players, well, that's a very interesting story to read as well. There's no difference between C and D. There are 8 chips on each. And then there's a single chip down on a Caribbean beach or a Caribbean beach. So, eliminated players, I'm not sure between C and D. Live players, mostly D, some C. Oh, it'd be so funny if it was B, wouldn't it? If no one got it at all from either side. Let's find out, shall we? The correct answer is... The answer is the top of a cake, and we are down to 3 players now. So, dragées, they are small pieces of confectionery covered with a coating. They are most commonly silver sugar balls, but can also be sugared almonds, pieces of fruit, or chocolates. Originally, they were sweets that contain medicine to make it easier to take your medication or medicament. Yes, a dragée, that would be on the top of a cake for dragée. So 3 players now left standing in the game. We have removed 1 more from the pool. So, with 3 players still in the game. Wow, that looks slightly healthier for 3 players. The average has gone up above 4. So now the average player of our 3 does have enough. But is that just skewed by our best player right now? Best still has 6, so it might be skewed by our best players potentially. But we have 3 players still in with a total of 14 chips. And as I say, the time really didn't change. In fact, the average has gone up. We were up to 1 minute and 14 seconds on the average clock, so our 3 players still have a lot of time to think. And the questions get harder. Let's load up another one. Your next question to consider is the following. What can be estimated by taking the cosine of your current latitude and multiplying it by 1037? Is it the average temperature in degrees Kelvin, the ground's rotational speed in miles per hour, the distance to the North Pole in kilometers, the minutes of daylight at your current position? What can be estimated by taking the cosine of your current latitude and multiplying it by 1037? Live players have locked in. Three players are still in. I love this because it's a wonderful sort of trigonometry question. And if you can work out the sort of what we're actually getting at with the trig and how Yeah, that's just all you really need to work out. Actually, is that what we're actually getting at with the trig? Then it actually becomes quite a simple question, but there's a lot to panic about, as Cielotale says. If you're not sure, this could be a lot of information to consider, and you get swamped by it. Let's drop the screen and see where you've all gone. And I'm not surprised. Chip spreadage, where chips could be spread across all 4 possible answers, A, B, C, and D alike. The most populous being B with 3 chips on, the others have 2. So we are either staying as a threesome, or we're going to a duel. On the eliminated side, we've got 7 chips on B, the ground's rotational speed in miles per hour. We've got 6 on C, the distance to the North Pole in kilometres. And we've got 4 on D, the minutes of daylight at your current position. Probably could work this out if I weren't sick, but I am sick. You got the con flu. Well, wish you a speedy recovery, Tadaru. And I mean, this one doesn't. Well, I suppose you need to know the relationship between what latitude is and what cosine of that latitude would mean. If you can work out that relationship, then you should be able to work out the answer. And the correct answer we're looking for here is B, the ground's rotational speed in miles per hour. So I'm not even going to consider any of the numbers. I'm just ignoring any numbers entirely. If you realise that latitude is sort of your uppy-downiness up and down the globe, then at 0, you're at the equator. You're moving the fastest you possibly can on a rotational axis. And a cosine of 0 is 1. It's always going to be sort of the maximum number of a cosine curve. And then as you go up or down, either way, you're becoming closer and closer to 90 degrees, or negative 90. Either way, it takes you away from 1 on the cosine curve down to 0, and then eventually goes round to negative 1 round the other side. But we don't care about that. We're going to get to that. Once you're at the poles, once you're at the North or South Pole, your rotational speed is basically nothing, because you're just on a point and it don't really move. I mean, it does rotate, but the actual speed is negligible at that point. So yeah, B, the ground's rotational speed in miles per hour. If you want to do the actual numbers on this, for example, Sheffield's latitude of 53.4 degrees, if you do cosine of 53.4 multiplied by 1037, means I'm currently travelling at approximately 618 miles per hour. Or at least the ground is below me, and I'm attached to it through the house and through the chair and everything. So I'm attached to something travelling at 618 miles per hour right now. But if I were closer to the pole, I'd be travelling slower than that. Or if I was closer to the equator, I'd be travelling faster than that. This pales in comparison to the 67,000 miles per hour speed of the Earth moving through space. So I suppose, yeah, I'm moving a bit faster through that regard as well. But I'm grounded. I don't really feel any of that movement anyway. But yes, B was the correct answer. All of our 3 players still in, though at the cost of 6 chips. So, 6 chips is very interesting. How did our best player do? Because with those 2s, it could be possible that our best player only played 1 chip here. But they did spread. They spread across 2 other answers, because they're down to 4. Either that, or they actually covered all of them, and we now have a new leader on 4 chips. But the fact is, with the best player with 4 chips left, meaning, well, what does that mean for the graph?
A.
Not quite the number I was going for, or Dalton there, but thank you for the 4 months. No, 8 was the number I was looking for there. 8. Thank you for the 4 months. Hope you do well, Dalton. So we have 8 chips intact, and the best player has 4 of those. I think you could work out the possible permutations here for our other 2 players. In terms of time, we've just dipped under a minute on the average clock, so they've got a lot of thinking time, just not much chip power, is all I'll say. So, 8 chips still in. 3 players still in. We continue on. Next question is this. The iconic Konami code, up, up, down, down, left, right, be a start, gave the player 30 extra lives in which 1986 NES game? Battletoads, DuckTales, Ninja Gaiden, Contra. Live players have already locked in. Audience, that was it. Live players just going, yep, that's it. Oh, wait, yeah, it does seem a bit familiar, doesn't it, Matt? Yeah, yes. I mean, you'll remember it. You'll certainly remember it now, Matt, that this is the Konami code. But what did the Konami code give you? Or, sorry, in what game did the Konami code give you 30 extra lives? Obviously, that code has been used in many, many other games, of which not even being Konami. In fact, you could probably even do that code in a similar vein in Discord, and it'll do something special for you as well, because, haha, funny video game meme. But in what game would it give you 30 extra lives back in 1986? All of our live players in strong agreement on D, Contra, not a single chip elsewhere. Eliminated players, much the same way, 10 on D, a bit of extra splittage on A, B, and C. The correct answer is, of course, Contra. It is also known as the Contra code, but is more popularly known now as the Konami code. It was first used to unlock most ship power-ups in the 1985 title of Gradius. The other games up here, Ninja Gaiden was released in 1988 by Tecmo, DuckTales in 1989 by Capcom, and Battletoads in 1991 by Rare. But Contra was the correct answer that we were looking for. It's good knowledge there, not a single chip lost from our live players. We continue on then. Your next question. From the world of video games into the world of cinema. Let's see the next question. Which of these futuristic films is now past history, since it was set in a year before 2023? Is it Alien, 1979, Blade Runner, 1982, The Matrix, 1999, or iRobot, 2004? Which of these futuristic films is now past history, since it was set in a year before 2023? Live players have locked in, audience has been forced in, through to time loss, and also through to accelerator use. 3 players still in, with a splittage of 4, question mark. Let's drop the screen. Looks like we're going one chip. No, not necessarily one chip round. One person has split. We've got 3 chips down on B, Blade Runner 1982, and a single chip on A, Alien 1979. Eliminated players, similar sort of consideration there, 10 on B, 3 on Matrix, that's the next popular answer, and then a single chip on Alien and iRobot. Well, the film in question was set in the year 2019. The others were set in 2035, 2122, and 2199. But the one that we are looking for was set in 2019, 4 years ago now at this point. The correct answer is indeed Blade Runner. So the other films, Alien, that one is set in 2122. The Matrix was set in 2199. And iRobot was set in 2035. So we're pretty close to the age of iRobot, and considering where we are with AI right now, that's pretty on the nose, right? We're pretty on the nose with the current pacing of iRobot. But the others, we've still got a ways to go. But Blade Runner, we've already had, apparently. That's now past history. All live players still in play. We did lose a chip, though, so we are down to 7 chips in play. And the best player, they went 1 chip bold, meaning, well, it's still a question mark as to the other distribution, but that distribution has narrowed slightly now. 3 players still in the game, and then the question gets loaded up. See what we think of this. Ignoring any leap days, 10 seconds is exactly 3 years, 4 months, 5 days, or 6 weeks. Ignoring any leap days, 10 seconds is exactly what? Live players have locked in. And I hope you all know what I'm meaning by 10. It's 10 factorial is actually what we're talking about here. But I didn't want to say the word factorial. Also, this question is awfully familiar. I think people that rearrange questions in Duel Season 4 have probably seen this question already. Not necessarily the same 4 possible answers, but I'm pretty certain we've had 10 factorial seconds as a question before. Whether or not that got shown, I can't remember, but I know I've seen it before. But what time is it? Stop the screen. Ooh, splittage! Splittage is what we've got. 5 of the 6 chips are on the table. So we have 2 chips on A, 3 years. We have 2 chips on B, 4 months. We have no chips on C, 5 days. And we have a singular chip on D, 6 weeks. So what that means, folks, is we have 3 possible scenarios right now. If the answer is A or B, then we are down to a duel. The answer is D, then we have a winner. If the answer is C, though, then we have no winners, and that is the end of the game. So 2 potential outcomes where the game ends. 1 good, 1 bad. And 2 potential outcomes, though the same outcome, different ways, for this game to continue on. But let's have a look at the eliminated side, because they are very much not in agreement with our live players right now. There's 7 chips on the one that everybody avoided in the live players on C, 5 days. And there's also 7 chips on D, 6 weeks, where there's a single chip in play. We've got 3 on B, 4 months, and only a single chip on A, 3 years. I think this is for the first time where we've seen live players disagree so strongly to eliminated players. That voting weight in those eliminated chips is so different to the voting weight over on the live side. This is really interesting viewing. A and B keeps us in the game. C and D ends it. C for the worst possible scenario. The correct answer is... it's D, 6 weeks, and we have a winner! And that winner, who wins on a math question, folks, is Toot! Toot won on a mathematics question. Sound the alarm. Just to go through everything here. So 10 exclamation mark, as I say, is 10 factorial. What that means is you multiply all of the integers up to and including 10, not including the 0. So 1 by 2 by 3 by 4 by 5 by 6 by 7 by 8 by 9 by 10. If you sort of work down those factors then, divide by 60, you knock off the 6 and the 10. Divide by 60 again, you can get rid of the 3 and the 5 and the 1, I suppose, at that point, and the 6. Or something. The 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the 1, should I say. That's what I meant to do. Divide by 24, you get rid of the 8. Something like that. And then 8 and the 3, and then 6 you get rid of the 7, and you basically magic at that point. You just get through go through all the factors exactly once at that point, and you're left with 6 weeks in total when you divide through all the factors. Oh yeah, the 2 and the 3 at the end is your 6. That's left over. That's what I meant to say. Just trying to work out from what David has written in the factoid information and trying to express it in a different way, and it didn't work. What it means is 10 factorial is exactly 6 weeks long, and Toot, congratulations, you are our sole victor in Duel Royale tonight. Let's close that question off, and let's see who you defeated in that final question. Let me find the thing. Overlay. It's time for the Fallers graph, folks. So let's see who survived up to where. So unfortunately, it was Apple Pie who did timeout on question number 1. Didn't put a chip down and timed out entirely. We lost Flyboy, a midget on the internet, and Mario on question number 2. Nothing on 3 and 4. Lost a lot of players on the closest country to the southwest of Alabama on question number 5. That was South America. We lost Jack Wilfred, Milk, Natter, Ralph Pyro, Jisons, Bassoonist, and Matt. Then it was question 7. We lost Yellowtail on 38 minutes. Ariana Tall, we lost Suddycat, Miss Vertigo, and Puzzle Dan. Question 11 on Life on the Mississippi, we lost Cetra, Abimi, and the aforementioned Topper. Now, you're all currently in tied 10th place because you all had the same amount of top-up time and the same number of chips. So all 3 of you will be getting a 10th place payout. Then we go to our top 9. We lost Mark, Inca, Sportsy, Silver Electron, and Colo on the Cuba question. Mark was really strongly in the lead though with 6 chips and a minute 41 still on the clock at that point in the game. Then we've got the top of the cake. We lost Timor on question 13. Then we had a bit of a good run, and then at the end it was Zeus and Oni versus Toot on the final question. Oh, I don't have it going gold. That's still a bug, David. I need to make the winner glow gold at the end. Toot is our winner, still with 3 chips in hand, and still with a minute and 11 on the clock as well. Just had all of the thinking time for everybody. Zeus and Oni ending up with less than 20 seconds left on their top-up clocks and no more chips to work with. So that... Oh, sorry, was it the volcano question, the other one? Yes, you're right, it was. Cuba was this country question, yes, and this one was the volcanoes question. You're absolutely right. That's what I get for having a question summary and not actually the questions there, but hey-ho. So it's time to make some payouts, I suppose. Let me get my pay grid out again. That one, and then that one, and then that one, and then that one, and that one. That was my pay structure, I believe. So for Toot, Mr. Now, cut that out. Congratulations to you. It's a big old win of 100,000 doots. Very well played there. Then we've got a tied second place between Zeus and Oni. So both of you are going to get 75,000 doots for second place. Oni also getting 75,000. Congratulations to you. Now we go down to fourth place, which goes solely to Timor. Well done, Timor. Let's see if we can do that for you. SGS00. That gets you 40,000 then for fourth place. And apparently I can't give you the doots. Well then, I'll have to figure out why that is, Timor. I will see as to why that has happened. But apparently I can't give you any doots right now. Okay, cool. We'll continue on and see what happens. Did I typo? Oh, I did. Moose. Yeah, I did typo. Timur. Try that again. There we go. We've got it sorted. Thank you for catching that. I didn't notice the S. I didn't notice the S there. Then we have got... Next up, we've got Mark in 5th place. So, Mark, E51, 54 even. Congratulations, 5th place to you. 30,000 doots to you. Then we've got Ines. Congratulations, Inca, with 6th place. That's 20,000 to you. Then we've got Sportsy, Silver Electron, and Colo, all in tied 7th place. So, all of you are going to get 10,000 doots for that. It's Sportsy. 10,000 goes to you. Next, we've got Silver Electron. I can't type your name. Silver Electron, 10,000 over to you. Congratulations. And as my voice breaks, and Colo, congratulations, 10,000 over to you as well. And that leaves us then with, well, Cetra, AVMe, and Topper all in tied 10th place, all getting 2,500 bits for that. So let me sort that out. Cetra, congratulations, 2,500 to you. That's your first 2,500. AVMe, 2,500 to you. That's not your first 2,500. And Topper, getting 2,500 as well. Not a steal, but 2,500, and it's up to 240,000 in your bank right now. So that is all of the dupes paid for our top 10. And that there brings us to a close on tonight's edition of Duel Royale, written by David J. Bodicum. Some fantastic questions in there, and there was actually one further on in the pack that I really wanted to see, but we'll keep it in reserves for next time, I suppose. We'll keep it in reserves. Can't quite... I mean, I can do that and then quickly undo that. If you so want to be in the lead for a brief moment of time, Jack, there you go. There you go. You're in the lead. Take a screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gone. That's how simple it is. Number go brrr. Just a casual 100 mil between friends. Yeah, right. So that, yes, brings us to a close on Duel Royale. Thank you again, David J, for a wonderful pack of Duel Royale questions. And yeah, I'm trying to think. Do we have another Royale scheduled before July? Let me have donkeys are aliens. Do we have Duel Royale scheduled in anywhere and before the tournament starts? I don't think I've got it scheduled in yet, though I do currently have 7 streams currently unaccounted for. So we might be able to schedule one in, but at present we do not have another Duel Royale scheduled in the season schedule until we do Duel Season 5 proper tournament. So that bloody grammar is messing up with me. Why one player's surviving? I need to fix that, don't I? Add that to the list. So yes, could be the next time you see this will be Duel Season 5 big tournaments daily, where there will be big payout prizes. I mean, they were fairly big when we did Duel 4 and then we did Breakaway, so it could be really big prizes with Duel Season 5, but I need to agree on a payout structure and then also agree on a tournament structure. That would also help, wouldn't it? So that is pretty much it for tonight's stream. It's only one thing, only one main game to speak of, but we do have a wheel to sort out, so we'll do a wheel spin, and if we have enough time, we might do a second wheel spin tonight, because I'm feeling generous. When's that then, says Dalton? The beginning of July is currently what I have it scheduled in for on the long-term schedule of events. So yeah, beginning of July is when I intend to start Duel Season 5. But that might still move. Might still move around a bit. It hasn't been properly set in stone. But yeah, back at the beginning of the year, I planned like 7 months ahead for that, and then 11 months ahead for Quiz Night Live as well. So yeah, lots of things have been put on the list ahead of time. Headphones, I know there's no audio currently piping, but don't just turn yourself off, please. I am actually using you technically. A shorter stream means more time for Balatro. No. No, what it means is more time for wheel. More wheel. More time for wheel. Oh, sorry. More time for... There you go. So, we're going to do a spin, and then, depending on what happens, we may do another spin on top of that. But actually, after... No! 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 Despite, I mean, even Score's trying to do a bloody Balatro tournament as well. God damn it. It's not banned. It's just not happening. I've seen the roulette roguelike as well, Danny. I'm indifferent about that as well. Let's do a spin of the wheel, and then we'll figure out what to do. In before we bloody Balatro up this wheel. Who knows? Anyway, let's go! Zoom! And tonight, we go again! It's 10,000 plus whatever we do now! Well, 10,000 to the jackpot, should I say. Not necessarily to what we actually play for. So 10,000 to the jackpot. So apparently you are doing some Balatro. We've just added 10 to the jackpot. What does that do to the vault? Well, apparently it's another 10 to the jackpot and 10k for the marble. So we are doing a marble race is what we are doing right now. So let me find Steam. I need to launch Steam up. So it's 20k to the jackpot and it's 10k for the marble. Let me find the jackpot. 20k. Oh, I've got it. Boo. I can't make a simple 4 out of that. I'll do that later. I need to actually clean that off so that I can actually make a proper 4 out of that, because I can't 4 if I had 2. If it was a 1, it'd be fine. I could do stuff, but I can't do that. Who cares? We're only playing for 10,000 on Marble Race right now. Just remember it's 240 on the jackpot currently. 10k for this marble race if it loads up. We're into season 51. Goodness me, season 51. I did see a certain name appear on Steam earlier. Yes, they've got a track. We'll go for an only track then. Switch over to marbles. Load that up over here. And if you want in on this race, you know what you need. You know what to do. Exclamation mark play is what you need to do to get in on this race. There we go. You're spawning in on the launch track. Oh, goodness me. All sorts of stuff on this one. There's a bloody shark. Do. Why is there a shark on this track? Right, there's a funnel inside a shark, and I don't want to know where that goes. But apparently you get to pass through it if you get that far on the track. Bloody shark. Do. It's good old friend random.org time. Let's go to random.org and we'll roll a random position once we have settled on a number of marbles. I'll also sort out some music. Now, I did have some other music queued up for tonight in the warm-up, but we never got around to it. So let's do. Actually, is that going to be good enough? Oh yeah, we'll do. Yeah. We'll do that one. If I can type. Do we have extended edition, please? And 100 bits from Puzzle.
Manifest as usual. It like fetch. It will happen. Ash.
Like fetch, it'll happen. Don't. Stop making fetch happen. Like no one's making fetch happen anyway. 100 bits, thank you very much for that, Puzzle Dan. Right, I think we have settled on 39 on this marble race, so let me do a random position. Okie dokie, this is going to be a fun race for 10k. First, last finish, and second. It randomized second place.
Manifest Mayhem.
Manifest Mayhem. Thank you for the 100 bits. So the top 2 will win, and then the final finisher will also win as well. So yeah, I mean, it's random. What can you say? It's random. Random.org generated me a random number between 1 and 39, and it said 2. So why the hell not? Right. It's time to get this race underway then. Get my camera in the right place for it, I suppose. Oh, you're going to be entering through there. Camera is set up, and let's Mario Kart, he says. Thank you. This is such a... I'm guessing this is a new obstacle, this, because it looks very weird. Tadaru is the first through it. Then we got Riff and names. I'm losing track because that's very high velocity. Tadaru, bloody hell, out. Wasting no time at all with this speed. Lingo in second place. Sunny Cat taking a different track. Currently in third place, though Chrono's possibly taking third now. DMC's off the track. Bloody hell, Tadaru! You got somewhere to be? Mr. Vertigo's off the track. This is a phenomenal pace right now from Tadaru. Though has slowed down a bit. Puzzledan with a bit more speed. Lingo in third. Riff in fourth. Milk and Natter heading their way through. It's a lottery time. Tadaru just having a bit of fun now. Just gloating almost. Though it says Milk is currently the lead. Nope, that's not right. Puzzledan, you're first through. I still have a bit of track to go, though. Getting knocked by... That looks like a new obstacle as well. Down you go, Puzzledan, into something I can't even see. Oh, it's those things, but with the ceiling, so you can't get launched off, though Colo can still find their way off the track. Puzzledan still with the lead, through the twisters, through the augers. Up the lift. Who's currently in second place? It looks like it could be Natter. Oh, we're on the final stretch here. Puzzledan missing the booster. Heading their way around the concentric arcs. Got less than a minute if you want to go for the world record. Matt's now coming into second place, though, getting caught in the middle. Natter finding the way right round, maybe right round. It's currently between Natter and Puzzledan. Who's going to make it? Both through that, into the cones. Less than 30 seconds if you want the world record. Puzzledan working the way through, and you are first. Natter, you going to get second? You are going to get second. Just beating Matt to the punch there. David and Silver Electron falling off the track. We are looking for our final finisher now. Less than 45 seconds to finish the track. Can Danny and Theory make their way through? Well, I don't have much high hopes for Danny right now. Just having a bit of a moment. Shadow also going backwards slightly. 30 seconds! Zeus heading their way down. Bassoonist down there, possibly in a finishing position. Toot, not so certain. Might be, though. Theory and Danny, I don't think so. And Shadow, I think it's going to be too much of a leap for you. 10 seconds. Bassoonist is through. Toots, can you get a finish? You'll probably final finisher if you can. No! But what we do get is a world record for Puzzledan with 2.5 minutes. Puzzledan is our winner, along with Natter, our second place. Let's get those paid out. Puzzledan, 10,000 to you. Natter, 10,000 to you. And it was Bassoonist, our final finisher. The Bassoonist, 75-13, gets themselves 10,000 dukes for that. And that was the marble race. So close. 3 minutes and 25 was the final finishing time. First finishing time was 2 minutes and 33 seconds from Mr. Puzzledan there. So that brings us to a close on that. Do you want to do another spin? It's 1:45. We still have time on the stream, don't we? Let's do another spin, shall we? Let's go back to the wheel. Back to the wheel. Exactly. So, cam only that. We'll do one more spin of the wheel. And it's probably going to hit marbles again, even though I've changed one of the wedges. It's probably going to hit marbles again. But let's find out, shall we? If we don't have a second marble track, maybe you'll do a different mode. Because why not? We can't use one of your old ones, Matt. They've all gone. It's a new season. Here we go! And the second spin of the wheel, technically third spin of the wheel, is in the grid. A. What's this A malarkey then? So, what I have done within the grid is there's now 3 wedges currently on the wheel for in the grid. And they are marked A, B, and C. What the letter indicates is which of the distributions of tiles I'll load in to tonight's game. A is actually the most conservative of the 3 games up here. C was the most the highest risk game available. If I can remember what it generated, I think A has the possibility after doing 1 million simulated games, it was able to get a high score of around 120,000 doots. But it would average around what was it? It averaged around 30,000 doots as a winning score. Grid C, that had a similar average score, but its highest... Oh, hello. I'm dropping frames. But it's... am I still there? Hello? Oh, no. I've just died, apparently. Have I died properly? Am I still there? Hello, folks. Am I back? Hopefully I'm back. Drop frames, have you stopped? The drop frames have stopped. I think we're okay. Okay, I think we're back. But yes, so I'll just say it again. So yeah, Grid A was the most conservative game with around 28,000 or something like that as the average win rate out of 1 million games. But it had a high win of like 100 and something thousand. Game C was the riskiest, though it still had a similar average result. Its highest potential win was 600,000 dupes. But the likelihood of that happening was less than 1% of games got to that. Most games crashed out below that. So yeah, I have it now that I can simulate a number of games depending on a certain simulation on a particular set, and using that to sort of tweak the balance of the games. But yeah, C was going to be the riskiest of the games. A is the most conservative, but could still be a very interesting game. As I say, could still pay out over 100,000 doots based on the simulations that are around. And I mean, it's by no means complete. I don't simulate every possible game. I've only simulated 1 million potential games by RNG. So there's every possibility you could still do better than that still. There is I can theoretically work out what the maximum game is, but where's the fun in that? Right, so we need to pick 2 players to play in the grid tonight. And to do that, you will need to enter in a keyword. And that keyword tonight will be, well, I think you can figure out what it is. It's going to be in the grid. So say that, and you'll be on the pick list for tonight's game of In the Grid. While you do that, I'm going to get myself set up in Discord land. So let me join over there, switch over to not that one, to that one there. And do that, and then I'll need to get the other Discord up, and hopefully everything shall be good. Ooh, excuse me. So yeah, if you get picked to be a hot seat player, it'd be nice if you could join me in Discord and have a bit of a chat about the game. But it's not a requirement, is what I'll say. You don't have to join me in chat, but it'd be very nice to hear your lovely voice and hear all the howls from when you lose all your money. Let me get that all set up in Discord. So I'm now hosting and streaming the game. That looks all good there. And I need to get my music ready. I need to get my pack of music ready. Because I still don't have that configured in this game yet. But I know that it's the same music from a certain other game. So let me load up Tipping Point and get the sounds from that. And we can go with one of the beds in that. I'll probably need to switch on the... Okay, not this one. This one is actually definitely Tipping Point. It's the other beds. Not that one. Tension bed. There you go. That's one of them. So we'll have that ready on speed dial for when we need it. Right, so let's pick 2 players then to play in the grid tonight. He says, apparently nobody is eligible. Why is no one eligible? Excuse me? Why does it say no one's eligible? It's reset again. That's what happened last time, and that's why it then picked a random person that didn't put the keyword in. Put the keyword in again, folks. Apparently it just refreshed the page and completely forgot who was eligible and who wasn't. So say it again. God damn it, Nightbot. Yeah, that must have been what happened last time then. Because we left it running and then I hit the button, and no one was there, so it just picked a random person instead. That's so weird. So weird that it did that. We'll give you a few seconds to put your name down for eligibility once again. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Nightbot, for making me say that word again. And we'll get this underway. Has the stream gone again? It has gone again. Boo. God damn it. Oh god, that's really gone. Well, then that's interesting, folks. I think I'm back again. Don't know what the hell's going on, whether it's my internet connection or whether it's Twitch's connection. I could do a quick speed test to see what that says. Is it Pine Media again? Let's find out. It's probably not Pine Media because that's currently delivering a lot. That's currently delivering a lot of data to me, so I'm going to blame Twitch more than Pine Media tonight. The previous times it was Pine Media's fault. Let me check Nightbot, because that might have just lost its connection again if it just dropped. And it might have just refreshed the eligibility list. Well, looks like the name list is still there this time. Oh no, my upload is not as high as it could be. Okay, interesting. Right, I'm going to roll on Nightbot before we lose names. Ralph! You're one of them. And the other is Dalton. Ralph and Dalton, you are the lucky 2 that have been picked by the game. Yes, you managed to get yourself into the game again, Dalton. Congratulations. Please, if you want to join me in Discord and have a bit of a chat with me, go to the green room and we'll get you all sound tested and all that. If you just play your chat, just let me know and we'll be fine with that and we'll play on as that. I see a Dalton in the green room. And I see a Ralph in the green room. Okie dokie. You know what? Let me just drag you straight in right now. And unmute myself in Discord. And hopefully, good evening.
Evening, Ash.
Good evening.
There we go. I can just barely hear you, Ralph. You sound a bit distant from your mic.
Sorry. Just microphone. I really need to get a better, an actual proper microphone rather than what I'm very sorry.
Hey, no worries. You don't need to apologise for that at all. It's just lovely to hear a voice. I'll just need to boost your volume a bit, that's all, on my end, and I can easily do that.
Can you hear me well here?
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely fine.
That's much better.
That's absolutely fine, Ralph. So, we need to switch to camera 2, switch over from Marbles to Unity, and we should be all good to go. So, Dalton's played this game before in the grid. Ralph, I don't think you've played a hot seat game, but you've seen a couple from the sidelines in the audience?
I've had the misfortune of watching it actually on Channel 5 back when it was on there.
It's not misfortune at all. I don't know what he's talking about. But are you hoping for a win tonight, Ralph?
Yeah.
Dalton, how did you do last time? Did you win last time?
I won last time.
You did win last time, so are you going to make it 2 for 2 then?
I'm going to try.
You're going to try. Well, let's load up the grid for tonight. I also need to assign our players as well, so let me sort that out. We have got... Those are not the player names. The player names we actually want are... Let me find the way player...
I won my last game, so I think it's only fair that Ralph gets P1.
Okay. You can do that then. Lupine 1 is player slot number 1, and then OM Dalton84. You are in slot number 2. And I hopefully have loaded up grid game number 1. And let me just check the combinations that we've got here. 5, 1, 3, 6, 1. That looks like it is the correct combination that we're playing with tonight. So, shall we see what is in the grid tonight?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, in the grid tonight, we have got 5 gold, 1 green, 3 purple, 6 red, and 1 black. Let's just quickly go over what those mean. So the 5 gold, they are cash tiles. Tonight, they can be worth anything from 2,500 to 25,000 doots. And they just give you straight up cash if you hit them. We only have the 1 bonus tile in play. What that will do is do a mult. If you're coming from Balatro days, it will mult your current total by a certain percentage. Anything from 50 up to 100% of your current bank. And then after that, it's all different. The rest are all side grades or negatives. So we've got 3 steel tiles. Those are the purple tiles. They can steal anything from 20 up to 75% of your opposing player's bank. The penalty tiles, those in red, there's 6 of those, and that could be anything from 5 up to 95% of your current bank. Yes, they can get that high. And of course, as always, we have one of them, 1 bankrupt black tile, and that will wipe your entire score down to 0. We play until only 1 tile has not been revealed. So 15 of these 16 tiles will be played, 1 will be left going spare. That means Ralph will be playing the first and last tile in this game. As a reminder for our audience, we've also got 2 reveals per player here. What that means is they get to get a peek at one of the tiles, what the colour would be. Not necessarily what the value of the tile is, but the colour of it, certainly. And they can then use that information to their advantage to work out what to do next. And yeah, they have 2 of those to work with a piece throughout the entire game. Now, this grid would be very, very easy if we played like this, so it's time to shuffle it all up, he says. And press the R button to shuffle, and then press the H button to hide. And there they all go, and the grid has been sealed. It's time to play in the grid. And Ralph, you have the podium, the pole position here, so you get to make the first play. What would you like to do?
C2.
C2. Any reason you've gone for C2?
Just picked at random.
Picked at random. Well, we give you 10,000 dukes for free to work with, and we'll see if this is any good for you. C2 is a good start. It is cash. How much cash? Let me just turn this music down because I think the music is blaring above the game volume right now.
I can't hear any music.
Oh, can't you? Am I not?
Nope.
Oh, the music is playing through. No, the music is playing through the desktop audio, so it should be coming through Quizbot. Is it not?
It is. Check if you've got Quizbot muted.
I had Quizbot muted. That will do it.
That'll do it. There we go. Oh, phew. Okay, we're all sorted then. So, it is cash. How much cash are you getting, Ralph? That's a good amount of cash. 17,500 doots added to your total. That brings you up to 27,500 and the lead. We've still got a lot of game to play here. Dalton, what's your first move?
I'm going to go for my tile, and I'm going to B4.
Going for B4. Yes, it looks a bit like your 8-4 there. In B4. It's a penalty. It's an early penalty. Well, we've got 6 of them in the grid. We do need to get rid of some of them. Better now than if you had a lot of cash and then you lose a lot of it. How much of a penalty? 25% of your current bank. So 2,500. You're down to 7,500. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. But at least that's 1 penalty out of the game. Ralph, you have a straight up 20,000 dupe lead right now, and it's your turn.
I think it's time to get explosive and pick C4.
Ooh, okay, we're going explosive really early on here. Going with C4, is that a good move, or is this a bankrupt tile? It's a very good move. It's cash once again to the tune of 20,000 doots. Ralph on a blinder right now, 47,500 after 2 plays. Dalton, you're playing catch up by 40,000 doots. But hey, find a steal, and you could be taking, well, a lot of Ralph's money right now. What's your move?
So I'm going to play a reveal.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'm going to take a peek at A1.
Sure thing. So for you, the colour, but not the value of A1. As he presses the right button. I'm going to message you on Discord, if that's okay.
It is.
Sure thing. There you go. There's your information. Now, with that information in mind, what would you like to do? Would you like to play A1, or would you like to play elsewhere?
I think I'll hold on to that one for now, and I'll play A3.
Playing A3. Ralph, what do you make of that move?
Interesting.
I can hear the ellipses there at the end of that sentence. A3 though for Dalton. Let's see what you've got there.
Ooh,
it's the one and only bonus in the grid. Now, you don't have much to multiply up here, so at least you're preventing Ralph from skyrocketing their current total right now.
At least it's something.
It is positive. How much extra are you getting, Dalton? Not bad, 55%. So that brings you back above where you started. You're now on 11,625. Ralph still holds the lead, though, by, well, a good, 30,000 still ahead. Where would you like to go, Ralph?
Well, if Dalton's going to reveal A1, I'd like to reveal A2, please.
Sure thing. Okay, so for you, the colour, but not the value of A2. Okay, and I'll send you a message on Discord now, and I can tell you that that is the information behind A2. So with that in mind, would you like to play or go somewhere else?
I'll like to go for C3, please.
Going for C3. Possibly trying to make a line of gold here on the grid. Dalton, what do you make of that move?
I'm saying nothing.
You're saying nothing. Poker face, although we can't see your face. Poker voice. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. C3 for Ralph, though. Let's have a look. Ooh, it's a penalty. You're going to be losing money here. How much are you losing? Ooh, 90%! That's a very, very big penalty. That means, Ralph, you're down to just 4,750. We knocked to 0 off the end. Means, Dalton, you now have the lead on 11,625. Also means we just lost, 40,000 from the game in value.
There goes both of those gold tiles.
Yeah, and we've also gotten rid of the bonus, so we can't multiply anything up. We've just got straight addition value with cash left in the game.
Or
Dalton,
steals.
I mean, you can obviously steal your opponent, yes, but the overall total still in the game has now gone down. Dalton, you are now in play.
What the hell? I've good a time as any to do it. I'm going to play into Ralph's reveal.
You're going to play on A2.
Yeah.
Calling
I figure
Ralph's
better do it
bluff.
now than have more money and it'd be something bad.
Interesting. Ralph, what do you make of this move?
Very interesting.
Well, let's
This is when it turns out to be
And it's
bankrupt.
definitely changed my strategy going forward.
Oh, has it? Interesting. Well, we'll see how that does change the game up. A2 for Dalton.
Aha!
You called well. It was cash.
See, the thing you have to realise about me, Ralph, is I like playing into people's reveals.
You shouldn't be revealing your strategy too much here, Dalton. You still have a reveal to play, sir.
Don't worry about it.
Either way, it is cash for you here. Ralph doesn't know what the value is, only that it was yellow. Let's find out. What was the value for you, Dalton? 15,000! Very good pick. Brings you up to 26,625. Ralph now playing catch-up by 22,000 or so. You have only 2 cash tiles to hit. The rest are all side grades or negative.
Well, I was going to reveal it, but I'll just take B2 outright, please.
B2, playing B2.
B2, please.
Okay. B2 it shall be. Still trying to connect some gold up here on this grid. Is it going to be a gold tile on B2?
Here we
No,
go.
but you are going to be stealing some money here. It's one of the 3 steals in the grid. How much are you stealing? It could have been more. That was only 20% that you're stealing. In fact, that was the minimum it could have generated. But it's something. It is absolutely something. 10,075 you're now on, Ralph, but still playing catch-up by about 10,000 to Dalton's 21,300. Dalton, we're back to you. Where are you playing?
Alright. So I'm going to play my other reveal.
Okay.
I'm going to take a look at D2.
D2. Okay. So for you, the colour, but not the value of D2. Okay. And there we go. So you've used 2 reveals now. What would you like to do now? Thank you for the follow there, Selkie.
I think I'm going to go elsewhere, and I'm going to... Let's clear out the C row. Let's play C1.
C1 to clear out that row. Ralph, he's avoiding both of his reveals right now. What do you make of that?
I'm concerned about those squares.
Okay. Well, we'll see what that means. Oh, we've got another follow. I'm worried that these could be bots, potentially. Voidling, thank you for the follow there. Appreciate that. Well, let's continue on with this game, and we'll see how it all plays out. Dalton, C1 for you. Ralph steals, and you just steal right back. How much are you stealing from Ralph? 60%, much better than Ralph's was.
Let's just take my money right back.
Indeed, take it back in a bit. 27,345 you're now on. Ralph, you're down to 4,030. The good is only 2 left in the grid. The bad, there's 5 of them. And there's only 1 left outside of the good that can still get you some money from Dalton. There's still 1 steal left in the grid. You still have a reveal as well to play. We're about halfway in the gameplay. What would you like to do next?
A4, please.
Going with the paper size A4. There's another follower. Goodness me, what's going on? I mean, if you're all legitimate, welcome on in, followers. Nice to see you. But I'm quite worried because we had 2 view bots earlier, and now we're getting this just out of nowhere, and you're not saying anything. Sorry if we're being weirdly hesitant. It's a thing. What, $6,000? No. A4. Let's see. For Ralph. Oh no. It's another red. You had such a great start. 2 cash back to back. But then it's been nothing but misfortune since, apart from a steal that was rather low. How much are you losing? Oh, they're friends of you, Solar. That's absolutely fine. We've just been very worried recently. But if you're friends of actual people here that we know, then that's absolutely fine. You're more than welcome to stick on around and lurk around. Not a problem at all. We've just been very, very worried. So, how much are you losing, Ralph? Okay, not bad. 15% you're losing here. Brings you down to 3,426. Dalton, you're still in the lead.
Alrighty.
And you're holding on to 2 revealed tiles right now as well.
I am.
What
I'll
would
leave
you like
Ralph
to
to think about why I'm holding on to them.
Okay.
I'm gonna go D1.
D1, okay. Well, I mean, you're holding on to them. It could be the 2 remaining cash tiles. Could be a steal among them, maybe. Let's find out. What's behind D1, though? That's not one of the reveals. Well, there's one of the cash, so it can't both be cash that you're holding on to. How much cash are you getting, Dalton? 12,500 doots. Very well played. 39,845 now in your bank. Bringing you up to nearly the 40k that Ralph was at earlier. Ralph.
I'm going to hope for a nice golden tea and CB3, please.
B3. Okay. Completing that square. There's only the 1 gold tile left out there. That's guaranteed cash. And there's only 1 steel left that can take some of Dalton's money away. The rest is all bad news bears. B3 is a steal.
Right.
It is the remaining steel in the grid.
Yeah, I was wondering if one of those reveals might have been a steal.
Well, it isn't, because we know where this final steal is. Now, more to the point, how much of Dalton's bank are you taking back? 50%, and suddenly the tables have turned. Ralph, you now have the lead on 23,348, but it's only by about 3,000 to 4,000 doots. Dalton, you're playing catch up on 19,923.
Well. How will the turntables-
Indeed. Now, what's very interesting is we now know that one of those 2 reveals is definitely negative in nature.
Yeah.
We definitely know that now for certain.
Okay.
What would you like to do, Dalton?
I'm just torn between 2 different tiles at the moment. I'm just trying to think.
Which 2 tiles are they?
That would be telling.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to tell me one of them anyway.
Yeah, true. The one I'm going to tell you is B1.
B1, you want to play B1?
Yeah.
Okay. B1 it shall be then. State of play, there's 1 good tile in a cash. There's 3 bad in a penalty, and there's 1 really bad in a bankrupt. We haven't hit the bankrupt yet, which could make for a very explosive finish, though we've already gotten rid of C4. Dalton, for B1, it's another penalty. How much of your 19,000 are you losing?
Ouch!
Ouch! 3/4 just gone like that. 75%. Brings you down to 4,981. There's only 1 opportunity left to increase the balance of this game. Everything else is negative or bankrupt. Ralph, this is your penultimate turn. Dalton, your next move will be your final turn.
Yeah.
Ralph, this is your penultimate turn. You still have a reveal in hand as well.
Yes, I'd like to use it on D3, please.
I'm going to use a reveal on D3. Sure thing.
Yes, please.
So, for you, Ralph, the colour, but not the value, of D3. Okay. I have sent you the pertinent information. What would you like to do with that information?
I'd like to play D4, please.
Playing the only tile that no one has any knowledge on, D4. Very interesting play. Dalton, what do you make of that?
Well, I know exactly what I make of that, but I kind of want to not say because of, well, actually, no, it doesn't really matter at this point, does it?
Chat, what do you think is happening right now?
I know exactly what's just happened.
Constantine says cash.
Yeah. So, am I okay to just talk through what I think just happened?
Well, we'll do that in a moment.
Okay.
We'll do that in a moment. Bankrupt, says Pyropygmy. I think D4 has the mystery star prize. Oh, that's a different grid. That's my pet.
Wrong game, Topper.
Let's see. D4 for Ralph.
Yeah.
Is the remaining cash tile. The final chance to earn anything, which does mean both players will have to reduce their bank in some way. Because they both still have to play one more tile. And there'll be nothing, the only things left will be penalties and bankrupt. So, highest that Ralph's bank will be, but will not be their final total. We know that for certain. Add 7,500 up to 30,848. So, what you have to hope for now, Dalton? Because you know what A1 and D2 are, so therefore you know what D3 is as well.
Indeed.
Ralph knows what D3 is, therefore knows what A1 and D2 are.
So at this point, it's not really my D3 is obviously the bankrupt because I've revealed 2 penalties. So now I've got to choose which of my 2 chalices is less poisoned.
Remember that penalties can be as high as 95% tonight.
Yeah, so there's 2 ways
it is still possible for you to win, Dalton.
But it would be a tiny win.
It would be a tiny win. Yes, it will not be a great win, but it will still be a win.
A win is a win is a win. Okay, you know what? JB, A1 or D2? And just to clarify, D3 is not an option.
Don't put
Too
that
late,
shit on
JB.
me. Well, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to reply. Choose D3.
Wait.
President says A1.
Alright, A1's taken. A1's taken it. So Dan has taken the choice from JB.
A1?
E1? JB!
E1. We don't have that on the grid, I'm afraid. So go with steak
That's
sauce
the mega
then.
grid. Yeah, steak sauce.
A1. Okay then, Dalton, you're locked in. We know that this is a penalty. Shock horror, I know. I think those from chats, there might have been a bit of a shock horror moment, but for our players, they both know what the colours are. What matters now is the percentage. Dalton, you are losing 40% of your bank.
I'm still in the game.
You're still in the game. Just under 3,000 dudes. Will be a win if you are the winner.
It has to be 95% or I lose.
Ralph, it's the final move. You know what is behind D3, therefore you should know what the colour at least is behind D2.
I just have to hope that D2 isn't too bad.
Which one are you playing?
D2, please.
Just want to confirm that, because it's technically your game. You should be able to play it the way you want to, and if you want to play a destructive game, then by all means, go for that. You've gone with D2, and we know that that is a penalty. We have managed to avoid the bankrupt in tonight's game. behind D2 is... $95%!
No!
I can't believe it! Which means Ralphie plummets to 1,543. Dalton, you are the winner.
That was victory for the order defeat.
2,989 dupes.
Oh, Ralph, good game.
Oh my
Good game.
god.
That, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I agree. Wow. Let's see everything and where it all was. Yeah, we obviously revealed there the bankrupts that we didn't play, but those are all the percentages in play. We left the worst penalty till last, and oh my god, it's a crazy old game, this, isn't it?
This was one of the games of all time.
The range was from 5% up to 95% in 5% increments tonight. They can be duplicates, Oren. They do not have to be distinct. So they do not affect each other's likelihood.
Dalton,
So basically,
I
that was
suppose
a
I
1
take
in
my check the
19
post.
chance.
What the heck just happened, Dash?
1 in 18 chance, I think.
Oh, 5 to 95
5 to
versus
95
19.
inclusive, yeah.
So 1 in 19 chance that Dalton got it.
Oh, sorry, yeah, you're right, yeah. Whew, goodness me. Crazy. And thank you for the 100 bits there, Puzzle Dan, appreciate that. Dalton, you are a winner. Let me quickly make that payment out. And
Somehow.
the message has been sent. You have been paid out 2,989 doots.
You know what? I'll take it.
I'll take it. Yeah, it's not the biggest win, but it certainly is a win in your books.
It
It's 2 for 2.
maintains my 100% ratio.
Exactly. That means you're going to be defending it next time you get picked.
Yeah.
So.
Also, Dan, joke's on you. My bank doesn't support checks.
So, Dalton, very well played. I hope you had fun.
I did indeed. Thank you, Ash.
Ralph, great game. Unfortunately, didn't go your way this time, but I hope you had fun.
Good game.
Oh, what a
GG,
what
Ralph.
a finish to that game. That was crazy. Thank you, Dalton and Ralph. I hope you have a good rest of your week, however you want to spend it, and we'll see you next week for some more quiz night.
You too.
Take
See
care.
you then. Bye.
Bye. God. That's why we should play in the grid more times, folks. The finishes like that is what I live for within the grid. Sure, it doesn't meet the quiz in quiz night, but I don't care about that. I like fun. I like game shows, I do. And though this might have been a bit of a flop on Channel 5, it's still a good game show. I still kind of like it. And it's just a lot of fun, especially for a end of stream thing where we're just sort of chilling out. Yes, we were talking about that earlier, JB. G. Eisens asked me a question about whether you had returned ACU in good nick, and I mentioned that you had been causing exceptions up the wazoo, causing me to have to fix things again. But yeah, I hope you had a good time with All Clued Up, and again, some fantastic writing over there on the All Clued Up games. Particularly 8 Minky's games were just really good, because I don't have good vocabulary like he does. So that brings us to a close on this week's quiz night, because I am not here on Friday. I'll be away playing a gig in Mexborough, I think it is, where I'm playing on Friday. So if you happen to be in Mexborough, I'll be around, I think. I don't even know where that is. It's somewhere nearby. Yes, Wheel After Dark will be happening this Friday, not Saturday, because WrestleMania is happening. So instead of the Saturday Sunday WrestleMania clashing, they're doing Wheel After Dark on Friday night, either 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern. It's something around that time. And yeah, if you want to win the championship over in the Dumpster Lounge, then there is a prediction as to what you think is going to happen at WrestleMania. And I think there's even a 50-point question, because of course there is, Jamie. So if you fancy your chances at becoming the new champion of the Dumpster Lounge, the DFIU belt, then it is available if you can predict well at WrestleMania this time round. And also the 2-minute drill will be coming soon as well. Those that have never heard of that, it's sort of what US did with Mastermind, but with a sports theme. But JB's doing it as a video game theme instead. So yeah, 2-minute drill. It's lovely music, especially that droning C. Sorry. Except more actual tension, because I'm not a string. I'm not a cello, I'm not a double bass, I can't make a string sound. All I can do is a brrrr. So imagine that, but more tension, and you get the question of great significance in 2-minute drill. Yeah, something like that, JB. You're pretty accurate with that sentiment. Do we have anyone to raid into tonight? Also, yes, get your name on the wait list for QNL2 tickets for when they do arrive. As I say, probably looking to opening the tickets up in about 2 weeks' time. So we've gotten the hotel deal sorted, and we're getting all of the welcome pack put together. So we should be good to get the tickets open, hopefully within 2 weeks' time. And then you'd be first to know when it does go live if you are on the wait list. So go and put yourself on the wait list right now. Anyone to raid into? Let's have a look. Well, we could raid into some snooker. We could do that if we want. Or maybe not. They don't know. What are they doing? No, they've just stopped. Snooker's just stopped. Anyone else then to raid into, because the snooker has just stopped? Let's have a look, shall we? Infinite. We're caught in the infinite. Is Thor online right now? No, Thor's not on right now. Ashens is live right now. What's Ashens got on the couch tonight? We've got aliens, time travel, and fights in capitals apparently. Sure, we'll go and raid into Ashens. We'll do that. And what are we going to raid in as our message? I have no idea. Say whatever you want, and I'll see you next time. 95%, sure, 95%. We'll say that. So I will see you next week with some more quiz nights, where I will have the following games up in store for you. On Wednesday, we'll have Equation Grid and Relativity, and on Friday we've got Brain Teaser Warm-Up, Wipeout by the writing team Outright, and The Vault by Ape Mickey and Ramsey. That's what we're going to look forward to next week on Quiz Night. Take care. I will see you next week. Enjoy the rest of the week, whatever you happen to be doing. Enjoy it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.